Hi everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I am going to be talking about how to transition into a full-time blogger. For those of you who have been following my blog or my channel for the past year, you will know that a few months ago, I would say 4 months to be precise, I made the switch to full-time blogging. And today I'm going to be sharing with you 3 things that I had to do in order to make that transition very successful. The things I'm going to share might seem very obvious at first, but it's something that you need to do consistently for a while before you make the switch. I'm going to be honest with you guys, the numbers do not matter as much. When I talk about numbers, the numbers I'm talking about is the number of following that you have online. I know when I made the switch, I had a little over 10,000 followers on Instagram, and yeah, that is not really a lot in the blogging world, to be honest with you, to be able to like quit your job and go full time. But the things I did in order to get to that point, or to get to where I am today, has led to the success of my blog, which has also led to my husband quitting his job a few months ago as well to join me in full-time blogging. The first one I'm going to talk about is perfect your craft. Now, when I say perfect your craft, I mean get better at what it is that you do with regards to your blog. For me, I run a fashion, travel and lifestyle blog, and one of the things I do not compromise on is having quality content out there. So I will never, I try my best not to put out something that I'm not happy with. So that has seen me focus on developing my photography skills. You will catch me a lot of times watching YouTube videos on how to edit, on how to take better pictures, but it's not just watching those videos, it's also going out there and putting it into practice, because sometimes you might find that you gain all this knowledge, but once you don't act on it, then you don't see the results at all. So you have to go out there, physically go out there, take the pictures, edit the pictures. The more you do, the more you get better at it. One of the questions I get asked a lot is, oh, your photography is so good, how do you do it? I'm telling you guys, it is so easy. I feel like I'm one of those people, I feel like I'm not like a superhuman or anything. Like, I am a normal human being, and if I can do it, I totally believe that you guys can definitely do it. So for you, it could also be writing. So you would have to develop the skills that you feel are necessary for you to run a successful blog. So you would have to get all the knowledge and skills that you need to do that. So there is absolutely no compromise with that. And when you put out quality content out there, that is when the numbers do not matter, because the brands can see that this person has quality content and they will always deliver regardless. I mean, not having that huge following, I've been able to create paid content for brands like Instagram, Hague Club, Pandora, and very recently French Connection. I'm telling you guys, once you create quality content, you will see that you will be getting the campaigns and the deals that you want, and you'll be able to make a living from it, because I'm doing that as well, and so is my husband, because like I said, he's also joined me in this venture full time. So moving on to the next one is time management. So when I talk about time management, so it's about you being able to allocate your time to the things that will see you get closer to your long-term goals. Say for example, don't go to every blogger event that you get invited to. Like, only pick like events that you know align with your long-term goals. Say for example now, if, I don't know, somebody invites you to a rock star concert and your blogging has nothing to do about it, there's no point going to that, if you get what I mean. That's just going to be a waste of your time. And also, with campaigns, you're going to get a lot of brands saying to you, oh, we want you to do this, we want you to do this. You have to also be careful and be strategic and say, which ones am I going to pick and work on? Because taking on a campaign means you spending time working on it to deliver the results, and if it doesn't align with your long-term goals, then what's the point of doing it? So you have, and by the way, you don't even have that much time, because this is me assuming that you're also working full-time and you're looking to make the switch. So you don't have that much time. The time you have is very limited. So you want to spend it on things that are going to align with your long-term goals. And also remember, you have to carve out time to practice and perfect your skills, like I mentioned. So you have to learn to manage your time wisely, so that it ultimately aligns with your future goal as a blogger. The final one I'm going to touch upon is establish key contacts. So when I talk about establishing key contacts, I'm talking about building relationships with bloggers who are in your niche, trying to engage with them, because I have been able to learn a lot from fellow bloggers. Like I've learned about, you know, what rates to charge brands, or how to go about negotiating a campaign or proposing a campaign, things like that, and how to create content, and not to mention being able to talk to someone who kind of gets what you do as well is really, really important. So establish key contacts with bloggers that you can also collaborate with. When approaching, like, it's so easy to engage bloggers these days. All you have to do is follow them on social media, comment on their pictures, engage with them, be genuine about them. I would say only go after the bloggers that you feel like your goals kind of align, and what you guys do is very similar. And I would also say engage bloggers who kind of like have the same amount of following as you, because at the end of the day, you do not want to be perceived as a social climber. Not that you can, you know, contact other bloggers who are way bigger than you. Just make sure that the quality of your content is up to par with theirs, or you feel like you have something better that you can offer them, and that way the relationship seems balanced out. And also, I would say find key contacts for brands and PR companies. This has been made pretty easy thanks to LinkedIn. So if you do a quick search on LinkedIn and you're looking for like the PR head for like a brand or a company, you are very much, I don't know, I would say you are 50% likely to find that person on LinkedIn from my experience. And you can reach out to them and make a proposal, or send them an email and say who's the best person to contact, because I have this idea and I would love to work with your brand. Keep it professional, have an idea and creative direction, and you'd be surprised that sometimes you do get to hear back from these people, and furthermore build relationships with them, which can see you grow in the blogging industry. One thing I also say is consider switching to a business account as well, because the business account on Instagram allows people to just click on email and just email you directly, and that way brands and PR companies can also reach out to you. Or alternatively, if you don't want to switch to a business account, just make sure you have your email address displayed in your bio. I know some of the things that I mentioned must have seemed very obvious, but you'd be surprised how not many people implement this. I've seen smaller bloggers with like 4,000 followers continuously go on sponsored trips away all the time. And I've seen bloggers with like 50,000 followers who are struggling to make the switch to full-time. And I feel like if you consistently apply some of the things that I've shared with you today, not just overnight, I mean like for a period of time. I did mine for what, a year before I decided to make the switch. You will definitely see results. So to round up, number one, perfect your skills. Number two, manage your time. And finally, establish key contacts. I hope you guys have totally enjoyed this session. I hope to be doing more videos like this on my channel. It's going to be more like a blogger tip series where I'm going to be sharing more as to how bloggers can get better, what it is that they do, and hopefully learn from other bloggers as well, because I would assume that you're a blogger if you're watching this. And if you have anything else you want to add, please feel free to leave it in the comment box down below. Thanks for watching. Be sure to follow me on my blog. I am giving away a free black and white film inspired preset when you subscribe to my blog. and there you'll find some blogger tips that hopefully you will find useful. Be sure to also follow me on Instagram. It's at Mossonyi. I tend to create some short films on my Instagram story, and hopefully you like it. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.